What's up, humans and freaks? So the 2021 Arnold Classic, let's do the review. Alright, so first place was Nick Walker. Man, I was not a Nick Walker believer. I was not a Nick Walker believer until this Arnold Classic, because the previous shows that he's done, the lineup wasn't that great. So Nick, for those of you who don't know, Nick Walker is a new guy, new bodybuilder, very young, like 26 years old. And he has all the hype in the world. And going into this Arnold, I had him in like, I don't have my notes in front of me, but I had him in like 4th or 5th place. That was based on everybody else and William Bonac being in the show. But yeah, Nick Walker, he won, and he's very young, 26 years old, which is crazy. What I'm really interested in is to see him at the Olympia in like, I think the Olympia is in like 10 days. So normally the Arnold Classic is in March, and then the Olympia is in September. But because of COVID and all this, they're back-to-back, which makes it actually really exciting. So Nick Walker was in first, and he deserved it. He definitely deserved it. He was 100%, meaning his conditioning was 100%. He was extremely dense and really, really hard looking. Like, he looked like rock, you know, which is crazy because he's only 26. Usually guys that young don't have that hard, dense, rock-like look. Usually that takes a lot longer, so that's pretty nuts that he already has that. And then his skin was like shrink wrapped, you know. It was like, it looked like he had like saran wrap, you know, all over his body. So he had that really tight fitting skin around the muscle, and then his muscle looked really hard and dense and like rock, like bricks. You know, he doesn't have... Okay, personally, I don't think he has an ideal bodybuilding physique. Here's the thing, all right? So, your classical, like, picture-perfect bodybuilder physique, you're going to have an X-frame, okay? Really tiny waist, really broad shoulders. You're going to have wide lats, you know, right under here, okay, a wide back, and then you're gonna have flaring quads, good sweep on the outer part of your quads, so you're like an X. Okay, he has that X, but only in the poses. So like if you saw Nick Walker just standing there, not flexed at all, just relaxed, like walking down the street or just standing there, totally relaxed in front of you, he doesn't have what you would call a pretty physique. So for me, it's not an ideal bodybuilding physique. However, I really, 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 really appreciate his physique because it's a freak physique. So you have the traditional classical bodybuilding, you know, physiques like Flex Wheeler, Bob Paris, Sean Ray, you know, Serge Nubret, Frank Zane. You know, when people think of traditional, like, truly pure, okay, I'm talking from a purist standpoint. See, I'm a bodybuilding purist. So I like the physiques that have always been the ideal physiques. See, when Dorian came along, he changed the ideal bodybuilding physique in the mid-90s. And that, I think, is wrong. I think that sent bodybuilding in the wrong direction. However, I appreciate the freak mass monster physiques. That's what we're talking about. Nick Walker is a freak. He has a freaky mass monster physique where it's just crazy amounts of muscle, crazy level of conditioning, but it's not aesthetic. It's not pleasing to the eye. It's not something that is pretty. It's not beautiful. It's not artistic. See, those words should be able to describe bodybuilders. But I'm coming at it from a purist standpoint. In the modern day, I can appreciate his physique. So anyway, however, I'm worried about that guy, because to get to where he's at that quick, I don't know what he's doing. Okay, I don't know how high of dosages he's using. And I don't know what he's using and how high of dosages. However, just knowing bodybuilding and been a fan since the late 90s, I worry about Nick Walker. He's just a kid, man. He's 26 years old. I worry about him in the sense that I don't know if he's going to see the age of 40. He may not see the age of 40, honestly. Because yes, I don't technically know exactly what he's doing, but trust me, him and his coach are doing everything to the max. They're on the fast track. The super fast track, as fast as you can go. Like Dallas McCarver, and Dallas McCarver died at age, I think he was 25, 26. So I don't know, man. I hope the best for Nick Walker. I really do, but I just, a part of me is really worried about him. Okay. Anyway, he won and he deserved to win. However, if William Bonac was in the show, I don't believe he would have beat William Bonac. Now, this is what we're going to see at the Olympia. Okay, so I have Nick Walker somewhere between 5th, 6th, or 7th, right in there. Because I don't think he's going to beat Rami, Brandon, Hottie, or, who's the other guy I'm forgetting? Or Bonac. So those 4 guys, I don't think he's going to beat at the Olympia. So I have Nick Walker in that 5th to 7th spot. All right, so 2nd place, Steve Kuko got robbed. Everybody knows he got robbed. He was clearly 2nd place. And it's so weird because here's the politics in bodybuilding. For some reason, Ian Valliere, the IFBB loves him. I don't know why, but he definitely has favoritism. Definitely has favoritism, that guy. I just don't see it. I mean, he has some good shots, a few good shots, but I don't see it. But they favor that guy like crazy. And I believe it has to do with his ties to Chris Bumstead and all that stuff. You know, there's politics in bodybuilding, guys. Everybody knows Chris Bumstead did not beat Steve Kuko. Ridiculous. Kuko was a clear 2nd when prejudging was over. So, and then the night show, Ian Valliere suddenly leapfrogs him and wins and becomes 2nd and Kuko's 3rd. It was crazy. It's ridiculous. That's BS. So 3rd place was Steve Kuko. He got robbed to 2nd, clearly. Everybody knows it. And then 4th place was Justin Rodriguez. I thought Justin Rodriguez could have beat Ian. But Justin, the problem was he has stomach distension going on, and then his legs didn't have the detail they needed. But Justin could have easily been 3rd or 2nd, honestly, in my opinion. He has that structure and the shape that is just amazing. And then, Akeem Williams, he was my pick to win because Akeem Williams, with Bonac out, okay, here's what I don't get. He just got 6th place last year at the Mr. Olympia. You just got 6th place in the world, bro. And then you switch your coach? It doesn't make any sense. Oscar Arden, the guy who got Akeem Williams in 6th place in his best shape, then he ditches him and goes to Oxygen Gym and switches coaches and everything. I don't get it. Guys, if you just did your best ever in your life, why would you switch your coach? It doesn't make sense, dude. It does not make sense. So Akeem Williams, if he came in like he did last year at the Olympia, he easily would have won the show. See, I don't think Nick Walker can beat a 100% Akeem Williams either. I don't believe he can. So the Olympia is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting where Nick Walker winds up. And we only got like 10 days, something like that. So, and then Sergio came in off. His mid-back, lower back is just, there wasn't any details there. His mid-back, lower back wasn't any details there. So Sergio, he was bigger than ever, but the conditioning and there's some gaps. There's some little gaps in his physique. And a lot of times when in his back poses, like his back double bicep, his back doesn't have that that 3D look. Like, it doesn't pop. It looks very flat in a lot of areas. It doesn't pop out and come at you, you know? It's not bubbly. And then, yeah, so, and the comment on Ian Valier being second, Ian did not come back better at the night show. They said he came back better. He looked the same. He didn't look any better. I think Ian's physique is overrated. I really do. But what else about this Arnold? Okay, so the posing. Guys, they say they judged the posing round. Sergio Oliva won the posing round by far, but they didn't give him any extra points. Okay, so that's complete BS. See, this is the politics in bodybuilding. It's so stupid, guys. It's sad. It's stupid and sad. Politics. Sergio Oliva, he was clearly the best poser. He won the best poser award, but he doesn't move up. They don't give him any extra points because of it. That's stupid. That should have carried him to probably 4th place, honestly. Or even 3rd, Sergio. Okay, bodybuilding is about posing. If you can't pose, I mean, see, this is why the old school guys have a point. The old school guys have a point. Posing should count. Your posing routine should count towards your total score. Okay? Period. In every show, the Olympia and everything. It's stupid. So, I don't know. I could talk for hours and hours about this show. But anyway, that pretty much wraps up the Arnold Classic 2021. This lineup was good for today's standards. But it's not the best lineup in history. It's not even close. There's Arnolds in the past. Way better lineups. I'm not taking anything away from Nick Walker. He's amazing for what he's done. I wasn't a believer until this show. But now I see, because I needed to see him stand next to all these other guys. And then the Olympia will be his real test. So, anyway, I like Nick Walker. I think he has a good personality. He's not cocky at all. He's just confident. And, hey, that's great. But, man, like I said, watch out. I hope he's getting his blood checked very, very regularly and taking the precautions, because I just don't see him living that long. So, anyways, all right, that's it. Till next time.